Hello, dear students. So let's talk about today's topic, and the today's topic is the table of contents. In my last lecture, we studied about tables and how we can insert tables and how we can work with tables. Inserting new columns, new rows, deleting columns and rows, merging cells, splitting cells, changing the format of a table. Uh, Today's topic is a little bit different. It it is actually tables, but not the table that we usually create that comprises rows and columns. Today's topic is about creating a tables or creating a list of contents and list of contents you have seen like this. So this is one example of table of contents, and you must have seen these table of contents in the in on textbooks, right? So let's talk how we can create the table of contents in our document. Now, suppose if you write a document, maybe you write a book or you write an article, anything, and that particular article or a text or a book contains headings and subheadings and there will be a main heading, then a main heading will contain subheadings, then subheading will contain more subheadings. So it works like this, that when you create a document contains headings and subheadings, and this is called the heading hierarchy. And it is usually very easy to identify a text which has put as a heading by its appearance. So you can easily understand from this that tables, merging of cells, splitting of cells to delete rows and columns, these are headings, and these are the paragraphs. And writing heading is again a quite easy task. I can write a task, for example, I can write a heading, for example, deleting a table. For example, I'm writing a heading, deleting a table, deleting a table. And if I want to make it as a heading, so I can just select it, I can make it bold, I can increase the size of text, and if you wish, you can change the color also, color of the text. And then I can write the text on a normal font, maybe 13 normal font and not bold. So to delete a table, use the following steps, and so on. Now I can easily understand that this will be a heading, but for the writer, I mean for the software, this will not be considered as a heading. Why? Because I have not selected the style of this content as a heading. Now, you already know what is a style. This is a style. We know how to create a style or how to apply a style on a particular content. What I have to do is I have to select this as a heading. Now I can select it as a heading, heading 1, heading 2, 3, or more. I can select it as a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, any type. So it will only become, or this text will only be converted into a heading when I will choose it as any one of those headings. Okay, now let's talk about the hierarchy again. In this content, suppose I want to make table as a main heading, and merging of cells, splitting of cells to delete rows and columns, and deleting a table as 4 subheadings of this main heading tables. And I also want to make deleting rows directly as the subheading of to delete rows, columns, or cells. So understood now? Simple. Table is a main heading, merging of cells, splitting of cells to delete rows and columns, and deleting a table. These 4 are the subheadings of the main heading tables, and deleting rows directly is a subheading of to delete rows and columns or cells. Now how to set this hierarchy? Now I wanted that this table is to be considered as a heading, first heading. So I am choosing it as a, you can choose it as a heading or you can choose it as a heading 1. I will, and you can choose merging of cells, splitting of cells to delete rows and columns, and deleting tables as heading 2. So I'm choosing it as heading 2, and these are already I have chosen heading 2. So you can understand that these four are now heading 2, and this is as I'm choosing it as a heading 3. So you can choose a heading, and once you choose a text as a heading, now from the style option, now the software will consider them as a heading. So before creating the what we call table of contents, you have to set this hierarchy of headings. And once you set them as a heading, it doesn't mean that you cannot do anything with them. You can change the font color of the text, you can highlight the text, you can change the font, you can do everything you wanted. But only thing you have to, only thing that has to be retained there is that the content should be considered as a heading only. I mean, should remain as a heading only. And once it is remained as a heading, you can change the text, the color and the font color and the background color, whatever you want. Now to insert the table of contents, we will click on the insert option, click on the indexes and table option, and click on again indexes and tables option, right? After going there, this is the insert index oblique table, dialog box. We will go to first tab, index oblique tables, and we can give it is a name. Right now, since we are talking about tables of content only, then or we can write the main topics, whatever you want, you can write it there. Uh, It is table of contents right now. What type? We are right now making table of contents only. We can also make alphabetical indexes, illustration, bibliography, whatever you want, you can make it. There is a checkbox and it is already checked, which means and it says protected against manual changes, which means that if you insert this table of contents, you cannot modify it on the page, right? And we are going to apply it for the entire document. You can also set the styles like content one. The content one or a main heading should come in the green color, for example, and there should be underlining. It should come underlined, single underline, and okay, you can give it a background also or whatever you want, you can fix it. Content 2 should come in orange color, okay, fine. And we can also fix that content 3 should also come in some other colors, maybe blue or sky blue or blue, for example. So we have set the colors and even font. We can also set the font for those texts, whatever you wish to. Suppose content 3 should come in Vivaldi fonts, and the size should and it should come bold and italic, or maybe just italic. Press OK and again press OK. You can also set the background of the entire table of contents. You can set the background and you can click on OK option. Maybe the color that we are choosing should be appropriate. Now you can easily see that we have got this table of contents, and this is the main heading, and it is on page number 1. Merging of cells, splitting of cells to delete rows and columns, and cells deleting rows, and these are the subheading of this heading called table. And deleting rows directly is the subheading of to delete rows and columns, and you can easily see that these all are on page number 1. You can right click and you can edit this index of table. Now suppose I want this type of background color, for example. You can change it easily, and you can if you can make any kind of formatting you wish to. Styles, content 3, I'm changing it as the uh, white Latin, and regular font 11, and the font effect of this is that the color should be automatic or maybe white. Okay, now you can see this. So this is my table of contents, and suppose I can delete it also. Now suppose I insert this heading third subheading on the page number 2. What will happen if I insert it on page number 2 and then I insert the table of contents? Go to the insert tab, click on the indexes and table option, click on indexes and table options. We have already set some of these styles for this, and click OK. Now you can see to delete rows and columns and cell in page number 2, deleting rows directly page number 2, and deleting a table is again on page number 2. So this is how it automatically adjusts everything. The only thing you have to take care in table of contents is that before after creating a document, you have to choose the contents, you have to set the hierarchy of the headings, and then only you should insert the table of contents. If you do not do with the if you do not make this table of contents with the help of tools which is available uh, in writers, then what will happen is that you might make mistakes. So this is how we create the table of contents and how we can edit or delete it, the index of the table of contents. So that's all for today. The chapters ends here. Then the next chapter will be the spreadsheet, or we can say calculate. We'll work on the open office calc, where we learn to perform some of the calculations. So that's all for today. Thank you so much.